Dream Valley of Glendaruel, a very melodic 3/4 march. Quite simple, so there's nothing in this tune that will really catch you out. So we'll just break it all down into bars and phrases. So let's go for the first bar in the first phrase. G grace note in the low A, hold the low A, cut B onto the D throw, then an E grace note down to the low A again. So just watch this E grace note down to the low A, and when you're playing the throw on D, make sure that you hit a good low G at the start of it. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The second phrase, G grace note up onto the F, a cut high G, a high A doubling, and then a throw on D. Again, making sure you go from the high A to a really good low G here. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Let's do that whole phrase then. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the second phrase then. Again, nothing really in this phrase to catch you out. So let's have a look at the first bar in the second phrase. G grace note on a dotted E, cut F up onto the high G throw, hold the high G across onto the next beat, and then go down to the B. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Next phrase, G grace note on the F, a cut D to an F doubling and then an E doubling. Both these notes are worth a full beat. Just when you're playing your doublings, the most important part is to get the high G right, or the G grace note right on the note that you're playing the doubling to, and this grace note lands on the beat. So it's the G grace note, the first G grace note of your doubling lands on the beat. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. So let's do the whole phrase then. 2, 3. 2, 3. So let's now do the whole of the first line. We'll put this on the metronome at 44 BPM. So just nice and steady, all your embellishments clean and clear and open. Join in after a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's go on to the first phrase in the second line. And the first thing that could possibly catch you out here is the burl down on the low A. So from the F, play a really good G grace note down onto the low A, and then play the burl. Now this has a pattern of 1, 2, 3. So the G grace note's the 1, the first low G and the burl's the 2, and the second low G and the burl's the 3. But it has to have that pattern of 1, 2, 3. So let's go for that first bar now. So G grace note on F, hold the F, short E down onto the throwing D, then up to the F, then a nice clean burl. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. On to the second phrase now. We're going to just go from the low A up onto the high A doubling, the short high G to the doubling on F. In fact, we'll have a wee look at that doubling on F first of all. Coming from the high G to the doubling on F. You can play this as a half doubling if you wish, but the correct way of doing it is that thumb grace note on it. From the high A, and it's the thumb grace note lands right on the beat. So let's go for that whole bar now then. So we'll take it from the low A, after the burl, no need to play the burl. 2, 3. And again on this throw on D, making sure that from the high A you land a really good low G on it. 2, 3. 2, 3. Let's go for the whole bar then. So I just form this E. Just form the E. You don't necessarily need to blow it. Just form the E and then straight onto the F with the G grace note. 2, 3. 2, 3. So on to the fourth phrase, the second phrase in the second line. Just watch this. A lot of people mistake these for D doublings. This is actually a D strike. And the way that you play this particular strike, there's a G grace note on the D, then there's a little C, and then you finish on the D. This is played in the same pattern as a doubling. So the first G grace note in the embellishment lands right on the beat. So let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this first bar in the phrase then. 2, 3. So just this E grace note as well, down onto the low G. A lot of people leave low G's out and automatically go for a low A, but this is a low G here from the B. So I'm just going to play this little section of the bar. So from the B, don't need to play the doubling, an E grace note to low G, and then a high G throw. So let's go for the bar again. 2, 3. 2, 3. And the next bar, we're going to start on the high G, a thumb grace note to the E, hold the E, then a short C, and then a throw on D. 2, 3. Again, ensuring that you get a really good low G in the throw on D. 2, 3. There's obviously the closed throw on D that's also acceptable to play. And ensuring again you get a really good low G at the start of it. So let's go for the whole bar then. 2, 3. 2, 3. So let's go for the whole of the second line. Again, we're going to put it on the metronome at 44 BPM. So after a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's play the whole of the first part at 44 BPM. We're going to play the part twice, and we're going to finish on the first bar of the second part. So join in after a count of 3, keeping your embellishments nice and clean and clear. 1, 2, 3. So let's look at the first phrase in the second part. Again, nothing here that will really catch you out. G grace note on F, high G, high A doubling, throw on D, throw to high G, F, and then an F doubling, making sure that this G grace note lands right on the beat, and then the E doubling, making sure that the E grace note lands right on the beat, or the G grace note on the E lands right on the beat. So let's go for the first bar in this phrase then. 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. And a good way when you're counting yourself in or you're coming in on the tune is to form the note just before you start the bar. So form this D and then you come in on the high G. So you count in and you come in on the high G. So you have your fingers on the last note. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. So we're going to do the whole bar here. I form this note here, the D, the last D in the first part, and then I come in on the G grace note to the F. So the whole phrase. 2, 3. 2, 3. So let's have a look at the second phrase. The one little thing that might catch you out is this embellishment here, but we'll come to that when we cover the second bar in the phrase. The first bar is almost identical to the first bar in the line, this first bar in the phrase, except the D, it's a dotted D and then down to the C. There's obviously no C in the first bar. So let's have a look at that first bar. And we'll finish on this B doubling. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. So let's have a look then at this embellishment. So this is the same as if you're doing an embellishment, a grip from a D. So you use the B grace note. So you're going from the C, you go down to a low G, then you do a B grace note, back to the low G, and then up to the low A again. So let's try this second bar. We're going to take it from the C, B doubling, E, C doubling, and then down to the low A. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Let's do the whole phrase now. 2, 3. 2, 3. So let's have a look at the whole line. So again, we're going to put it on the metronome. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the last line is exactly the same as the second line in the first part. So we're going to go for the whole tune now, or the whole second part. So the whole second part then at 44 BPM, joining in after a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to now play the whole tune, repeat each part, and we're going to do it at 50 BPM, so slightly faster. We're going to do it at 50 BPM and join in after a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.